Thank you, Laura. You know, friends, Laura, at the bottom of her email she sent, has a very interesting quote that fits very well with today's topic. It's a quote by Iris Murdoch, and it says, "We are anxious to improve our circumstances, but unwilling to improve ourselves." So let that be a lesson to us. We will now hear from Kathy on the topic of practical inspiration. It's all yours, Kathy.
Friend, Laura spoke about inspiration through the sacrifice of the great teachers. She spoke about our fundamental connection with each other, and she talked about harmonizing our actions, not just with each other, but within ourselves, so that we can fully embrace the soul's journey, even in the face of challenges. As self-actualizing individuals, flexible in our roles, we can create the conditions in which inspiration flourishes. It involves a balance between seeking new experiences and reflecting on past ones, between being active and allowing space for rest, and between engaging with the world and finding solitude. By cultivating our highest aspirations and taking examples from the great teachers, poets, and scientists, we can invite more inspiration into our daily lives, leading to a more fulfilled and purpose-driven life. Inspiration is often depicted as a sudden flash of insight, a light bulb moment, a spontaneous experience that happens to someone. History is replete with examples where inspiration has been the catalyst for groundbreaking discoveries and magnificent works of art and literature that have stood the test of time. The story of Archimedes and the Eureka moment is a classic example of inspiration leading to discovery. While contemplating the problem of determining whether King Hiero's crown was made of pure gold without damaging it, Archimedes stepped into a bath and noticed the water level rise. This observation inspired him to realize that the volume of water displaced must be equal to the volume of the part of his body he had submerged. This principle not only solved the problem at hand, but now it is also recognized as a fundamental law of physics. Great scientific minds like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein are also cited as examples of individuals who accessed deep wells of inspiration within themselves. Tesla's visions and Einstein's thought experiments, which led to groundbreaking advancements in physics and technology, demonstrate how inspiration can transcend logical reasoning and empirical data. Tesla himself spoke of receiving intuitive flashes of insight that guided his inventions and propelled his scientific discoveries. Composers like Beethoven and Mozart produced music that touches on the sublime, demonstrating a connection to a higher source of beauty and harmony. Similarly, writers such as Shakespeare and the poet Rumi have conveyed timeless wisdom and insights into the human condition, often attributing their inspiration to a divine influence. Many of the great thinkers and great teachers of humanity, such as Buddha, Krishna, and Jesus, were profoundly inspired by their connection to the divine. Their teachings are seen as direct transmissions of divine wisdom, intended to guide us towards enlightenment and demonstrate a deep understanding of our universal connectedness. These examples illustrate how inspiration, whether seen as a divine whisper, a sudden realization, or a profound internal vision, has the power to transcend ordinary human experience and produce works of profound significance and beauty. The paths to these moments of inspiration varied through dreams, contemplation, devotion, or intense scholarly work. Yet each instance underscores the transformative power of inspiration across different realms of human endeavor. In the context of Theosophy, inspiration can be viewed as a divine influence that has guided humanity's spiritual, scientific, and philosophical evolution. Behind the great leaps in understanding, creativity, and realization, there's often been a spark of spiritual inspiration that transcended mere human ingenuity. But inspiration can also be characterized as an active, deliberate engagement with one's aspirations and the obstacles that stand in their way. Ultimately, inspiration is a vehicle for self-actualization and individuation, driving our growth and the realization of our potential. George William Russell's statement, "As our aspiration is, so is our inspiration," eloquently captures a profound truth about the nature of inspiration, that the quality and direction of our inner desires and goals significantly influence the kind of inspiration we attract and manifest in our lives. To cultivate a higher form of inspiration, one must elevate one's aspirations. This involves refining one's desires and aims towards more spiritual, altruistic, and noble objectives. The process begins with introspection, and then by aligning our aspirations with higher principles such as truth, beauty, goodness, and the welfare of others, one invites the inspiration that resonates with these higher qualities. As we cleanse our inner world of negative thoughts, emotions, and desires, we become more receptive to uplifting and enlightening inspirations. Practices like meditation and the study of spiritual teachings can help purify our consciousness, making it a more suitable vessel for receiving those divine messages. George William Russell's insight also implies that purity of our heart and mind plays a crucial role in this process. His statement also carries the suggestion that we are responsible for the quality of our aspirations, and consequently the inspirations we cultivate. It suggests that to live a meaningful, purposeful life, we should consciously strive to elevate our aspirations. By doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute positively to the world around us. And now Jerry will read a quote.
From Dr. Thurman Fleet's Rays of the Dawn. He says, "Our ideals should always conform to the standard of a perfected nature. This is because each form of life tends toward the state of perfection possible to its kind. And when we live this way, guided by our aspirations, each will become a center through whom the forces and influences of restoration may operate. Those who have purified their natures and aspirations may be compared to a dynamo that generates a subtle but powerful force. Guided by wisdom, such a force may set into operation vast mechanisms to produce many forms of good. Essentially, one becomes a dynamo which inspires many others to seek a higher life. In this way, every such individual powerfully reinforces the work of restoring the human race." We can begin this process by cherishing a beautiful vision in the heart. And the more one lives guided by a lofty ideal, the more certain one will ultimately achieve that goal.
Developing inspiration also requires active engagement with outside sources that are likely to stimulate higher aspirations. Immersing ourselves in environments or activities that reflect our highest aspirations can trigger those profound insights and creative impulses that are aligned with our spiritual goals. Service to others is a powerful way to develop inspiration. It shifts the focus from self-centered goals to the needs and well-being of others, fostering a sense of unity and connectedness with the larger whole. If inspiration is about the moment of realization or the spark of the idea, it can be characterized by a sense of being pulled towards an action or endeavor, rather than pushing oneself towards it. Inspiration is irresistible. It is a magnetic attraction and leads to the generation of possibilities. This is why it is connected with feelings of exhilaration, awe, and wonder. While powerful and catalyzing, the moments of inspiration may require sustained energy, enthusiasm, will, and reflection to fully benefit from their potential. In reality, inspiration works alongside enthusiasm, motivation, and will, and how these drive us is more nuanced and complex. It has been said that no significant struggle or achievement is sustainable without enthusiasm, which is deeply intertwined with inspiration. If inspiration is an aha moment, enthusiasm is the emotional energy that can amplify the effects of inspiration and can help us sustain the interest and engagement in a pursuit, even as the initial spark of inspiration dims. Enthusiasm reflects and amplifies the intrinsic joy and passion one experienced in the spark of inspiration. Furthermore, enthusiasm has an infectious nature, and it can in turn inspire others, bringing about a collective motivation. Who hasn't been moved by the pure enthusiasm and excitement of a young child? Enthusiasm contributes the energy that leads to sustained motivation. It provides the fuel to see an endeavor through to the finish line. And enthusiasm itself is deeply fulfilling. Crossing that finish line is the result of the sustained motivation of a developed will. It represents the decision to achieve a goal no matter what the obstacles may be. It involves a level of intentionality and deliberateness, which is not always present in those first moments of inspiration, but is characterized by a firm willingness or a need to take action. It's about the push towards accomplishing a goal, galvanized by the desire to achieve a specific outcome. Motivation, seated in the anterior and prefrontal cortex, strongly guides and influences behavior and is closely linked to discipline and perseverance. Motivation keeps you moving forward when the initial inspiration wears off, and even when enthusiasm wanes or fluctuates. Motivation can be sustained over a longer period, especially when it is linked to clear goals, rewards, or a strong personal commitment to achieving something. But despite their differences, inspiration, enthusiasm, will, and motivation are complementary forces. Inspiration provides the initial idea or spark to kickstart the process. Enthusiasm makes it enjoyable and commits one to the task. And motivation and will are the fuel that keeps it going towards that goal, even when obstacles arise. What can we do when challenges arise? Take Viktor Frankl as an example. He wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning, and it is a deeply profound work that details his and others' experiences in a Nazi death camp and its psychological impacts. He offers deep insights into the nature of human suffering, into resilience and the quest for meaning. Even in the most horrific conditions, Frankl shows that life and even suffering has meaning. He based his work on the premise that the underlying motivation for individuals is their search for meaning. One of his key concepts, called logotherapy, is the premise that we can discover meaning in life in 3 different ways. 1, by creating a work or doing a deed. 2, by experiencing something or encountering someone. And 3, by the attitude we take towards unavoidable suffering. And this is one of the most powerful insights from his work. The idea that we always have the freedom to choose our attitude towards our circumstances. He decided to try to put this into practice, despite living in a concentration camp, to see what hope and inspiration could do. If it was a theory useful for living, why not practice it where he was? He observed firsthand that those who held on to hope and inspiration found meaning in their suffering. They were both more resilient in the face of suffering, and they were more likely to survive. This demonstrates to us the importance of our attitude and our responsibility in shaping how we respond to experiences. According to Frankl, self-transcendence, or finding meaning through giving oneself in service to a cause or to another person to love, is the essence of human existence. He shows that despite unimaginable suffering, loss, and pain, it is possible to find inspiration and purpose under even the most difficult circumstances. He emphasized the importance of maintaining a hopeful outlook that is crucial for overcoming adversity and finding meaning in life. This extreme example offers us a perspective that can inspire us to reframe our challenges as opportunities, to find deeper meaning, inspiration, and purpose in our lives, despite the obstacles we encounter. His insights encourage us to look beyond our immediate hardships, to find greater significance in our lives, and to emphasize and rely on the power of the human spirit. How does inspiration lead to individuation and self-actualization? Inspiration opens the mind and expands our sense of self. Even though inspiration often acts as a spark that awakens one to the possibilities within, it also serves to open the mind and heart to what could be, and is crucial for self-actualization, as it encourages the expansion of our sense of self. Inspiration can propel us beyond our perceived limitations. It can fuel the belief in one's capabilities and gives one the courage to pursue lofty goals. In the context of self-actualization, this means pushing past boundaries, whether they are imposed by society, by self-doubt, or by physical circumstances, to achieve a fuller expression of one's essence and capabilities. Inspiration enhances creativity and problem solving. Inspired individuals often exhibit heightened creativity, problem solving, and innovation, leading to unique solutions to obstacles. Inspiration fosters a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Creative problem solving is one key to personal development in achieving one's highest potential. Inspiration cultivates resilience and persistence. The journey towards self-actualization is rarely linear or free from setbacks. Inspiration fuels resilience and persistence by providing a deeply rooted sense of purpose and motivation. It helps individuals rebound from failures and continue striving towards their ideals, recognizing that growth often comes from overcoming adversity. Inspiration promotes authentic alignment with our deepest values and purpose. Inspiration aligns with one's core values, guiding choices and actions that lead to a fulfilling life. This alignment is central to self-actualization, as it involves living authentically and in accordance with one's true self. Inspired individuals are more likely to pursue paths that resonate with their deepest values, leading to a sense of harmony and fulfillment. Inspiration fosters connection and altruism. Inspiration can lead to a greater sense of connection with others and the world. For many, self-actualization includes contributing to the welfare of others. Inspired individuals use their talents and strengths in service of a greater good, finding purpose and fulfillment in making a positive impact. Inspiration always builds and never takes away. Inspiration nurtures a growth mindset. Inspiration contributes to a growth mindset. The belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset is crucial for self-actualization, as it embraces learning and growth as lifelong processes. Inspired individuals are more likely to view life as an ongoing journey of becoming, constantly seeking to evolve and improve. So how can we foster inspiration? To practically foster inspiration, we need to see it as a renewable resource that can be cultivated through a shift in perspective and attitude. We can foster inspiration by cultivating noble aspirations. Cultivate noble, elevated aspirations that align with our highest potential in spiritual evolution. If we aim high and aspire to virtues such as compassion, truth, and wisdom, our inspiration will resonate with these qualities, guiding us toward actions that embody them. Seeking inspiration for the greater good of all beings is one way we can align our personality along the lines of spiritual evolution and the goal of forming a nucleus of universal brotherhood and sisterhood. As H.P. Blavatsky once stated, meditation is the inexpressible longing of the inner man for the infinite. We can foster inspiration by clarifying our aspirations through introspection. Spend time in introspection to understand what truly matters to us, beyond the surface desires influenced by society or immediate wants. By clarifying and concentrating on our deepest aspirations, we set the stage for inspiration that aligns with our true self and highest purpose. This practice amounts to living intentionally. We can foster inspiration by engaging in new experiences. Be open to the new. Approach new experiences with an open mind and heart. Whether it's through travel, studying a new language, learning an instrument or a craft, spend some time simply stepping out of your comfort zone. This will encourage one to take the mental posture of a student, a beginner, who is learning something new and needs to rely on others. Be receptive to the lessons and insights these experiences offer, because they will enhance our empathy and understanding. We can foster inspiration by reflecting and integrating on our experiences. After engaging in new experiences, take time to reflect on what you've learned, the obstacles you faced, and how it relates to your aspirations and humanity's spiritual journey. Be willing to refine and adjust your approach to mirror your aspirations more closely. Journaling, meditation, or discussion with a like-minded friend can help. We can foster more inspiration by acting on our current inspirations. Last but not least, act on your inspirations. Inspiration is most potent when it's translated into action. Whether it's a creative project, a change in your lifestyle, or contributing to your community, acting on your inspirations brings it full circle, impacting both yourself and the world around you. How can we act on our inspirations? And where can we find examples of inspiration? In young children. When children play, they show an openness and earnestness, a purity of heart, and an effortless joy in exploration and discovery. And there are several reasons to believe that play contributes to higher levels of inspiration. Here are a few key points. Children are open to new experiences. Through play, children exhibit a heightened state of openness and curiosity towards new experiences and ideas. This openness fosters creativity, imagination, and inspiration. By being open, children are less inhibited by prejudices and preconceptions or the fear of failure. Adults, being guarded or set in their ways, potentially stifle inspiration. As HPB so aptly conveyed in The Voice of the Silence, the pupil must regain the child state he has lost ere the first sound can fall upon his ear. Children engage in imaginative play. Imaginative or pretend play allows children to create and explore worlds without limitations. This form of play enhances creative thinking, problem solving, and can lead to inspirational insights about the world and their place within it. While adults also have the capacity for imaginative thought, societal expectations and self-imposed limits often reduce the frequency and intensity of such experiences. For adults, perhaps imaginative play with words, with music, or juxtaposing artistic elements within a craft might help one to break out of old patterns and engage in creative exercise. The more one does this, the easier it gets. Children show adaptability and neuroplasticity in their play. Children's brains are in a state of rapid development and exhibit high neuroplasticity, making them more adaptable and capable of forming new neural connections. This contributes to their ability to make novel connections between ideas and experiences more freely than adults. But adults can also encourage such neuroplasticity by being adaptable and engaging in creative pursuits. While it's true that neuroplasticity is more pronounced during childhood and adolescence, when the brain is still developing, Adults can still experience significant neural changes through learning new skills, by engaging in mental exercises such as puzzles and problem-solving activities, or by engaging in hobbies and crafts, and by physical exercise. Children collaborate in their play. Play often involves social interaction with peers, which can inspire new ideas, cooperation, and the development of new skills. Observing and engaging with others in play provides children with a rich source of inspiration. Adults, while also capable of social learning, might not engage or collaborate with peers to the same extent, but adults can make efforts in this direction by maintaining a network of social relationships in such activities as attending a book club or a study group, hosting a game night, pursuing a project, or simply by learning a new hobby with others. Play relieves stress. Children who are engaged in play are less stressed, and this lower stress level enhances creativity and inspiration. For adults, daily stress and responsibilities can overshadow opportunities for play and the inspirational benefits they can bring. But adults who maintain a playful attitude towards life often find themselves inspired and engaged in creative pursuits. It's crucial to recognize that adults can also tap into the power of play to inspire wonder, creativity, and innovation. Encouraging more playful experiences in adulthood could help bridge the gap between children and adults by promoting a culture where inspiration through play is valued at every stage of life. So the self-actualizing person embraces a process-oriented approach to growth and achievement. By framing an inspiration into small, actionable steps, individuals can make gradual progress towards achieving new goals. Such individuals do not despair at the impossibility of reaching great heights, but find joy and fulfillment in the acts of learning, improving, and participating. And the more one does this, like building a muscle, the easier it gets with time. When aligned with enthusiasm and a respect for the natural pace of growth, inspiration can become a powerful force for self-actualization and the realization of our potential. This is essentially initiating one's own self-evolving cycle. The full flowering of inspiration is begun with a spark, carried forth by enthusiasm, while will provides the inner strength for the long run, and motivation gives encouragement along the way. In essence, inspiration is not just a fleeting moment of elevated emotion, but a powerful force that drives self-actualization. It encourages individuals to explore and realize their creative potential, overcome challenges, and align with their deepest values, and ultimately to lead lives of purpose, fulfillment, and service. By nurturing a receptive attitude towards inspiration, by being flexible in our roles, and by deliberately fostering inspiration through aspiration, introspection, and creative pursuits, individuals can open up possibilities that will fuel their journey towards achieving their highest self-expression. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. That was a very inspiring talk. All right, friends.